Greetings, this is M squared, and we're going to jump up a level. We're going to do some more challenging ones. We're going to write some equations in slope-intercept form. Remember, for slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, we need an m and we need a b. So if we don't have those two things, we've got to find them. So over here, we have 2 points. So the first thing we can do is, neither one of them are a y-intercept, I should say, because for a point to be a y-intercept, it would have to have a 0 for x, and we don't have that. So we need to find the slope. So remember, the slope formula is y minus y over x minus x. And then we simplify. 2 negatives make a positive. Negative 3 plus 8 is 5. And here, from 11 to 18 is 7, and we have an extra point there, so we have a 7.5. Now, if you have a lovely little calculator, you can do that in your calculator too. Say 10.5 minus 18. I'm sorry, I said 10.2. 10.5 minus 18 is negative 7.5. Ooh, I forgot the negative. Okay. And then what you can do is you can actually divide. We remember it's negative, I just won't use the negative right here. And we get 0.666. Now you might know that that's 2/3. If you didn't, you can change it to a fraction. We have a little button here. The second function of this one says fraction to decimal. It also changes decimals to fractions. So it's 2/3. So we know our slope is negative 2/3. Once we have our slope, then we pick a point, any point. I'll choose this one because it doesn't have decimals, and we use that to find b. So we take its y and its x and the m we found, plug it in, and find b. So we have y equals m times x plus b. So the first thing we want to do is multiply or divide. They have the same order of same priority in order of operations. So I like to cancel first, usually divide first. 3 goes into 18 6 times, and then I'll multiply. Negative 2 times 6 is 12. So now I have a negative 12 equals negative 8. Negative 12 plus b equals negative 8. If I add 12 to both sides, we get 4 equals b. So now I have my b, my m, so now I can write my equation in slope-intercept form, because all I need is a slope and a y-intercept. And that's the answer. Okay, on this one you'll see they already gave us the slope. So we already know it's y equals negative 2/3 x plus or minus some b. Well, let's find out what that is. So we're going to use our y, our x, and our slope again. So we say y equals our slope times our x plus b. Y equals mx plus b. So we'll multiply, because we can't reduce the 2 and the 3. So we get negative 4/3. And then we add 4/3 to both sides. Now for those of you who like fractions, you can change that to 21/3, negative 21/3, and then add 4, which I believe is, let's see, 17/3. Negative 17/3. So that would be our b. For those of you who don't like to do that, you could use your calculator. You could say 4/3 minus 21/3. And that's 5 2/3, and if you change that to an improper fraction, you get negative 17/3. Either way works. Whatever you're more comfortable with. So, we already wrote it up here. So now I just put that in, 17/3. And it's in slope-intercept form. Because when y is alone, it's in slope-intercept form. Okay, now over here to these fraction ones. Well, we do the same thing. The first thing we do is we find our slope. M equals y minus y over x minus x. So we take the y from here, the negative 3/2, and we subtract a half, because that's that y. Then we take the 1/2 from here and subtract a negative 1/2. Well, negative 3/2 minus 1/2 is negative 4/2. Whoops, 4/2, which reduces to negative 2. And 1/2 minus a negative, which equals a plus 1/2 is 1. So our slope is negative 2. So we have our slope, but remember, we need not only our slope, but we need our y-intercept. So here's going to be our answer, but we've got to plug the point back into the equation to figure that out. So it doesn't really matter. I choose this one. Doesn't matter which point you choose to do this next part. So y, because that's the y, equals m, there's our m, whoops, it's negative, times x plus b. Well, half of 2 is 1. 2 negatives when you're multiplying make a positive, so that's a 1. So now we have 1/2 equals 1 plus b, and if I minus 1 from both sides, I get negative 1/2 equals b. And I can just put that there. You could say negative 0.5 or negative 1/2, whichever you choose. And that is how you write equations in slope-intercept form if you're given 2 points or a point and a slope. Good luck with that. M squared signing out.